Today, we're going to free Willy. And welcome back to the Retro Review. I am the Bearded Geek. Joining me as always is Mikey the Freak.
What's up?
Today we're going to be talking about the classic movie, Free Willy. Mikey the Freak, why don't you tell us a little bit about this movie?
All right. So, very, very, very simple movie. When a boy learns that a beloved killer whale is to be killed by the aquarium owner, the boy risks everything to free the whale. That's probably towards the end of it. There's really a lot more to that plot. It turns out that, the characters are the boy played by Jason James Richter, which is actually Jesse, ends up, he's like a hoodlum kid. He always likes to get into trouble.
He's a foster kid. He's a foster kid.
Yeah. Doesn't want to be with his parents, which is Michael Madsen, which is played by his father.
Mm-hmm.
And all his adoptive parents, all they really want to do is make him feel appreciated and make him feel like they're the parents, and he still doesn't. He believes that his mother is going to come back and pick him up. I don't even
think they're his adopted parents at this point. I think they're just his foster parent at this point.
Yeah, he was. He got dropped off by I say Michael T. Williamson, but Dwight,
the cop.
The cop. Yeah, his name's Dwight, which drops him off. But it's more of he gets in trouble and because he vandalizes the aquarium.
Mm-hmm.
So then, because of punishment and not going to jail and being able to become a foster or get foster parents and not end up in juvenile prison,
mm-hmm.
he has to end up doing like community service and cleaning up the aquarium. Realizes that when he's cleaning up the underground viewing area, if anybody's ever been to SeaWorld, they know what we're talking
mm-hmm.
about.
Mm-hmm.
So the underground viewing area, he realizes this whale, Willy, kind of scares him and startles him a little bit, and he becomes fascinated with this whale.
Mm-hmm.
So the problem with Willy is he's been drugged away from his parents from the ocean because he was captured, now forced to do parlor tricks just like SeaWorld. Just like SeaWorld. And he's homesick, he misses his parents, and Jesse relates to Willy because technically they're both foster, they're
mm-hmm.
both those type of people. So it comes down to, because of Jesse relating to Willy a lot more, he kind of talks to him and he's able to do more tricks. And I say tricks and stunts and so forth. Then the actual trainers, Lori Petty and August, which was Randolph and Ray, sorry. Both of them were not able to get him to do tricks, so they were on verge of being shut down and getting rid of the whale and so forth. So once they start to see this, they kind of incorporate him into wanting to work over the summer and become almost like a trainer to help out with Willy to try to save the aquarium and save Willy's life.
Yep.
So that they end up getting people in the stands. They start making more money, and then this is where the plot twist comes in, to where now they're going to try to kill the whale and collect the insurance money, and then now there would be no aquarium. They can sell it off, they can get rid of it, and then make a bunch of money in the end.
Mm-hmm. So
plot twist, they decide to free Willy. Here it is, free Willy. So there's a lot of ways. They put them on a trailer and then they get stuck, and then they have to get help from his foster parents, which own a crane or wrecking service, like a garage. Yeah. So to pull them out, now they're involved, and they understand what they're trying to do, and we need to get Willy back into the water. So again, towards the end, they get him back in the water. They're trying to trap him in the net and again, so he doesn't get away. And then the biggest stunt of them all that they're trying to teach Willy is to be able to jump. And now he has to pull off his biggest performance of his life to become free and jump over the rocks. And then that's the infamous where he raises his hand on the thing and jumps all the way over the rocks, which is higher than any whale's ever jumped in their life. And but yeah, that's kind of the premise of the movie. I mean, it's a cute movie, but so Bearded Geek. So I kind of went over almost the entire movie in a nutshell.
That's
pretty
fine.
much. But tell me your ideas of the movie and what you
My
really
thoughts
thought.
on the movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
This was your typical 90s this was a Disney movie, correct? Or was it?
I think so. I'm not 100% positive.
Disney-esque movie.
It's definitely a Disney-esque movie.
It's a very Disney-esque movie. It's
Warner Brothers.
Warner Brothers. Okay, well, still.
It was Warner Brothers.
Okay.
Disney probably could have picked it up. I could get that confused too.
But I mean, it's one of those things where it's about saving the animal. It's about a foster kid. It don't hold
good.
Up. It don't. It don't. Hold. I'm just gonna put it out there. It's a feel good type of movie. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. When the movie opens with them capturing the whale in the wild, and that's sad. You kind of get the feels for the animal. It's just like an Air Bud or a Beethoven. No, as far as it being an animal to where you get attached more to the animal than you do the actual people.
Yeah, the 90s were huge to where animals became the main stars. Yeah, like Air Bud and Beethoven. Free Willy was in that same genre of like instead of paying a major actor,
you're gonna
let's focus on an animal and then have the actors as the leading the what they call them, the supporting characters.
Yeah. And I mean, I've been to SeaWorld a ton. They treat those animals humanely.
Absolutely.
But I mean, and stuff like that. I mean, and most of the animals that are there can't be in the wild. That's why they're in captivity, is because if they were in the wild, they just wouldn't make it for some reason or another.
Yeah. Or they were born in captivity, and that's definitely why they wouldn't be able to make it in the wild, because they don't have those natural instincts that you do when you're born out there. Yeah,
exactly. But I mean, this movie did raise awareness for captive animals and whales and marine life in general. But it's one of those movies to where you get attached more to the animal than the people, and the acting is not that great. I mean, let's face it. It's not the plot. It's your normal plot. Got to save the whale. It's save the whales. That's basically what this is. Save the whales.
Surprised it wasn't sponsored by PETA, which it probably could have been. Or what do they call that? What they call that new the Save the Whales can't black. I think it's black something. I don't know.
I have no idea.
You see, I understand that, so I don't care.
But I mean,
I get it.
It is what it is. If you like those type of movies, this movie is for you, definitely.
Oh yes.
We're just gonna take that. Mikey the Freak already went through the whole plot and everything.
Yeah.
That's what I think of the movie. We're gonna go ahead and give our ratings. Mikey the Freak, how would you rate?
Yeah, I mean, the movie itself, to me, it's not as interesting because I love fishing. I love being on the water, but when this movie came out, I was 13 years old. I had no idea of fishing. I could care less. We did go to SeaWorld quite a bit when we were younger, but it's fascinating to watch the animals. And I think that if you wanted to have a career in marine biology, and it really opened your eyes of like, hey, I want to go to Seattle or Washington or Alaska or these places to where these animals, the orca whale is inhabited naturally. So what is it? Any the cold water areas of the world that they inhabit, and kind of, watch them and understand them. And I definitely get it. They're fascinating creatures.
Very much
I'm
so.
sure.
Very much so.
And if you watch the killer whales, the was it Shark Week and stuff, when you actually see these killer whales when they come out of the water and they're hitting seals and dolphins or porpoises and all the actual surviving
Sharks.
in the wild.
Yeah, they kill sharks.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, they do.
Yeah.
It is absolutely fascinating of how they come up and strike and knock them all through the water.
Their only predator in the wild is man.
Yes, they are the most predatorial animal out there. We are the only ones that we're the only ones that actually kill them. So that's one of my biggest fascinations about the movie. Other than that, I mean, my actual rating, it's on a 4. I can't go really higher than a 4, and that's kind of being generous. The acting wasn't the greatest. The action, there really wasn't much other than the car chase scene towards the end and trying to get Willy into the damn water.
Yeah, really wasn't much either. I mean, now
bro,
I will say this. The funny part, there was something funny when they take the whale through the car wash, and the dude walking by just walks by and just says, "Nice whale," and just keeps on going.
I know. I was like, did he just say "nice whale"?
Nice whale, and just keeps on going like it's an everyday occurrence.
Yeah, it's like, oh, that's normal. They do it all the time because there's a aquarium out down the street. Sure. And I thought it was funny too, is when they're backing into the ocean and they've got to throw Willy off, and literally his truck is more than halfway into the lake, and he opens the door and he's just like, oh man.
As people who own boats, that
watch some videos. That is funny.
Mikey and myself are both boat owners, so knowing what it's like to back down into the water, and that broke my heart a little bit.
Yeah, it's like, oh, he just ruined that truck.
Yeah, but it was to save that. It was to save the whale.
Absolutely, he'll buy another truck. Who cares? Even though he didn't make any money off of saving the whale. But yeah, I give it a 4. So what about you?
I'm right with you. 4 sounds good. It was actually shot pretty well. The movie itself was shot very well. The acting was not good though, in my personal opinion. The acting was very, again, Disney-esque, over the top, kid friendly. Which, I mean, that's what they're going for. That is their target audience. But looking back on it, it's still not good. I cannot recommend this movie to people. This would not be something I would recommend. I would not even stop on this while flipping through channels. It's a 4.
Absolutely not.
It's a 4. It's
and they made 3 of these bitches. They made 3.
3?
3. There's a Free Willy 3 out there. Really?
Oh, okay. Do we have any what are we calling this new segment? Fun facts.
Fun facts. We're doing it fun facts. So just a few fun facts. Let me pull this up real quick. I apologize, folks.
Not a problem. I will keep people busy humming a ditty. La diddy
All right. So a fun fact: this film did raise awareness for the orca whales, which we know that. I think that was kind of their intentions when it come to whales in captivity. I know that SeaWorld got a lot of heat from why they had their whales and their dolphins and making them do parlor tricks and all this kind of stuff. And I know PETA gets involved in a lot of stuff, thinking that they ruin the animals' lives and they all should be out in the wild. And where's the entertainment? So no.
I want to see Shamu, damn it.
I want to see a killer whale.
Hey, when somebody. They end that show with that whale, with Shamu sliding on that big front portion with its tail up and its mouth open and tongue out, that's the best thing ever.
I love that. That part's good. Keiko was sadly not free for long, which is one of these on here, because they had to make 2 more damn movies. No, it was on a sad part that the people that actually cared about this movie, that when he got released out in the wild in 2003, he actually got pneumonia and passed away.
Oh.
So, and then fans around the world mourned his loss, all 100 of them.
No, there's probably a
So
lot. I mean, I will say
back
this.
then, 90, yeah. So it was
Yeah,
10 years later, though.
I will say this, and that's probably one of the reasons why he was not free to begin with. I mean, he was probably born in captivity. He was used to the waters and stuff there. So when you put him out in the wild, things like that can happen.
Absolutely. One of the big name roles, Michael Ironside, that plays the villain, was actually not initially offered the role. It was actually offered to Jack Nicholson, which I think Michael Ironside kind of looks like Jack Nicholson a little bit.
Kind of.
So they were close with casting.
I can see that role. Wait till they get a load of the whales.
Wait till they get a load of me. But Nicholson actually turned it down due to low pay was offered. That makes sense.
Yep.
Give me more money, I'll do it. I'm glad he didn't, because I don't think it would have been any better with him. I really don't. Yeah, I don't think so. And then one scene relied heavily on CGI, which is actually Willy jumping over the rock jetty.
You mean the scene that they actually made the posters of and everything like that?
Yeah, it was actually all CGI.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was, it says that the most famous scene has Willy jumping over Jesse at the film's climax, which was at the end. At the moment, which saw filmmakers the most CGI effects of any scene in the whole movie.
Okay, cool. All right. Well,
weird. That's kind of that's really all I have. There's not other than that this kid Jason James Richter, that was really his big debut, his first movie, and I have not seen him in anything since.
Cool. Well, I do have a little bit of movie memorabilia.
Yeah.
We have a vintage plushie whale Warner Brothers. Yes, this is vintage. Vintage Dakin-free Willy plush whale Warner Brothers 1993 with tag, $449.78.
You can pay $49.78 for a brand new one at SeaWorld.
Basically. You can get the new sealed Free Willy board game from Milton Bradley in 1995. Complete Orca Whale movie rare for $124.99. Or you can get the 1990 Nike Free Willy Wool Bomber Letterman jacket, cast and crew only, for $575.
See, they didn't even want to be a part of the movie anymore. They had to sell their jacket.
That's messed up. All right.
I could see them wearing those jackets because it was cold where they were filming.
Yeah, the jacket actually looks pretty cool. I kind of like.
Yeah, I like the jacket.
What do we got for some related reels, man?
Yeah, so I kind of went with just a couple actors. Not many of the actors did much, but the three big actors that kind of came out of the '90s was Lori Petty, which played Ray, one of the trainers in the movie. Of course, she's in the Bearded Geek's favorite, In the Army Now.
That is my favorite Pauly Shore movie. I'm not gonna lie.
I told you, see, I know you, man. I know you. Which she actually did pretty well in that movie. One of my favorite movies that was she in, which was A League of Their Own. I really like. Everybody kind of likes A League of Their Own, and that story of the women baseball players and stuff. So Kit Henson, which was Dottie's sister, kind of the what do you call it? The underdog type.
She's the underdog, yeah.
She does a great job in that movie. And then she was also in Point Break, which is also a very good movie that came out of the '90s, Point Break. So we talk about Michael T. Williamson, which was the cop. We talked about he's been in Purge election year. He was in the Purge election year, which I love all the Purge movies. Purge movies are great. He was also in Chicago PD. If anybody's ever watched any of the Chicago shows, He was in Chicago PD for a couple years. And then he's also in one of my favorite movies, Forrest Gump. He was Bubba. Bubba.
There's fried shrimp, boiled shrimp, shrimp kebab, shrimp Alfredo.
Probably his best roles of his entire life, because this one was garbage. Sorry, facts. That's a fact. And then Michael Madsen, which has been a lot of good movies through the 90s and 2000s. One of my favorite movies that he was in was Reservoir Dogs. So if you guys have not seen Reservoir Dogs, Mr. Pink, Mr. White, they are all great actors in that movie. An A+ actor cast. He was in The Hateful Eight. If you've ever seen The Hateful Eight, Samuel L. Jackson. Man, there's what's the other one? Chris. My mind just went blank. Star-Lord.
Okay. Damn it! Now
I know it's killing me. I'm a dumbass. We know all these movies, and he was in that shit. Yeah. So Hateful Eight was a great movie. If anybody's ever watched that, Hateful Eight was great. I rhymed again. And then Kill Bill.
Yeah.
So he was in Kill Bill, which was also a great movie. But yeah, that's the 3 actors I got from Free Willy.
All right, guys. As we start to come to a close, make sure you do all the YouTuber things. Give us a good old thumbing. Hit that like, subscribe. Tell us what you thought of this movie down in the comments below. All right. I do believe that does it for this episode of Back to the Retro Review. So for Mikey the Freak, I am the Bearded Geek saying, keep it retro, everybody.
Peace.